coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor. This is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Gracie Lowe's, and you're watching MediaPlex News Now. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has announced that the decision to keep schools closed after April break. In-person classes will once again transition to online learning as of April 19th due to the rising number of active COVID cases. Let's catch up with our friends at Crime Stoppers and Constable Sarah Weinstein.
Windsor Police is seeking information in relation to a robbery with a firearm. On Friday, April 9th at approximately 5:45 a.m., Windsor police officers responded to an armed robbery at a convenience store in the 4600 block of Seminole Street. At that time, two suspects entered the store and began taking items. One of the suspects was seen with what was described as a silver revolver. Through investigation, it is believed that the suspects fled on foot. However, investigators believe that there may have been a getaway vehicle waiting in the area. Anyone with information involving this crime is asked to contact Windsor Police Service or Crime Stoppers anonymously at 519-258-TIPS or online at catchcrooks.com, where suspect descriptions and a link to the surveillance video of the robbery may be found. I'm Police Coordinator Sarah Werstein.
Let's head outside for an early look at the weather with Zachary Ballog. Zach?
Thanks, Gracie. Currently in downtown Windsor, it is 16 degrees, sunny, but also a little windy. So what do the next 3 days have in store? I'll tell you coming up in your 3-day forecast ahead. Back to you, Gracie.
Anyone can buy or sell something these days, but running a successful business is a different story, and Albert Sharp is here to tell it.
It would appear that despite pandemic hardships, businesses are doing well right here in the Ford City Business District. In the past year, a wide variety of businesses have opened on Drouillard Road, from hair salons to bike shops and more. But what does it take for these businesses to succeed? According to Lauren Podvin, owner of upcoming business Bunch, it starts with passion.
Yeah, you stick to who you are and, you market yourself to what you're really good at. People are going to want to come to you and, you're going to be successful.
However, as Jeremy Kinsella, owner of Soda Pop Bros, would advise, you need to ensure that there's a market for what you're selling.
But make sure you're opening something that people are actually interested. Your friends and family are going to tell you whatever you say is going to be a great idea. Go ask a bunch of strangers. It's going to be a great idea. You know what I mean? Or ask your friend that always gives you the truth.
With more and more businesses moving into the area soon, business owners and residents alike are looking forward to the future of Ford City. For MediaPlex News, I'm Albert Sharp.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. Any place is a good place for poetry. Zachary Ballog reports.
All aboard! April is National Poetry Month, and in honor, Windsor's poet laureates Marty Gervais and Marianne Mulhern are bringing their poems on wheels. Transit Windsor will be featuring short 6-line pieces, all from local poets. Victoria Hechner, a student at the University of Windsor, said why she decided to participate.
One of the panelists who was selecting all of the poems was my professor, Marty Gervais, and so he told me about it, and I just thought that it would be a great opportunity.
Victoria even tells me about one of her works.
One of my poems that kind of talked about how there's still so many great moments left to come, and we just kind of have to keep our heads up and look forward to those. And that's kind of something that I've always kept with me for years, even before the pandemic hit. And so I thought it would be a great opportunity to share that message.
The poems will also be displayed on social media, the WFCU, and select City of Windsor facilities. A total of 60 poems have already been chosen by both Mulhern and Gervais. For MediaPlex News, I'm Zachary Ballog.
Big news for a small town. A new restaurant opened in Cottam last week. Cade Ryan tells us more.
Cottam doesn't have traffic lights, a grocery store, or a bar, but now they have a pizzeria. On April 6th, Original Guys Pizza Pies opened up their 6th location. OG Pizza is the first franchise food establishment to open in Cottam. For many businesses, the COVID-19 pandemic presented challenges and even forced some to shut down. However, for Dustin Tier, the co-owner of OG Pizza, the pandemic actually helped his business gain more customers.
COVID has come around, we've been thriving, so since a lot of take-in and dine-in restaurants have been closed due to COVID, a lot of people have been wanting to order out for delivery.
Cottam is a tight-knit community that is slowly growing. According to Larry Patterson, who is a counselor with the town of Kingsville, around 46 new homes will be built in Cottam within the year.
Town members can now enjoy a late-night snack or meal. Before April 6th, the only business in Cottam that offered food for takeout was the Grounded Cafe, but they close every day at 2 p.m. OG Pizza is open until midnight from Sunday to Thursday and 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. For MediaPlex News, I'm Cade Ryan.
With COVID came masks, and with the masks came litter, and that's a problem for the environment. I went out to bring you this report. While in the fight to stay safe during COVID-19, the fight to stop littering and plastic waste has become even more important. When thrown to the side, this problem can cost up to $27 million a year to clean up. Wearing a mask has become second nature to many people during these times, but with the increase of use, property maintenance companies say that Canada is experiencing an increase of medical litter. This is most commonly found outside of grocery stores and drugstores. Although this might not seem like a big problem to many, the plastic found within PPEs can be toxic to the environment when left out for too long. After a while, these toxins can lead to health issues such as cancer, stroke, diabetes, and more. Dylan Reed is an 18-year-old dog owner who's been forced to change his walking path due to the increase of medical litter.
Every day, me and my dog, we have a daily schedule of going on walks, but ever since the pandemic, we've had to change our route. Throughout the neighborhood, there's a lot of masks on the ground, and he tries to eat them.
Littering has always been a problem, but now's the time to step up and start making a change. Instead of throwing your PPE on the ground, make sure to throw it in the trash. Also, if you see any on the ground, don't pick it up unless you have gloves. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's. Prom is usually a highlight for high school graduates, but how has COVID-19 changed this special time? Wafa Al-Kudimi has more.
It is May, the prom season. Female students usually at this time are preparing and shopping for prom dresses. They used to go to Jackson Park to celebrate and take some photos, or book a hall to gather and enjoy some lovely moments. However, COVID-19 has changed everything. As of April 7th, the province has issued a stay-at-home order. Judy Ali is a grade 12 student at Kennedy Collegiate.
COVID being a block in the way has been difficult for us. Just things aren't going as planned, but I think that there's still alternate ways for you and friends to have fun. It doesn't have to be within the traditional prom way, but I think that as long as you're following the COVID restrictions and measurements and social distancing, I think that there's still ways that you can go out and wear dresses, take pictures, and have fun to celebrate your hard work after 4 years.
Shops selling prom dresses have also changed their focus due to COVID-19. Alicia Gravok is an assistant manager at Suzy Shear.
Usually this time of year we would have a lot more merchandise that's reflective of prom season, such as semi-formal dresses or cocktail dresses even for weddings. Because of COVID-19 this year, our merchandise is a lot more reflective of a casual wardrobe.
This park used to hold prom every year, but because of this pandemic, everything has changed. But you can still find a way to enjoy with your family members. For MediaPlex News, I am Wafa Al-Kudimi.
As many people are taking care of their own hair, how has COVID-19 affected the barbershops they used to go to? Siddharth Krishna reports.
There's little doubt that proper grooming remains essential to the average individual, which is why barbershops hold an important role in society. But due to the ongoing pandemic and its succeeding lockdown, how have barbershops been affected? Haider is a hairdresser at My Barber Hair Salon.
In the barbershop, it's a little tough getting around the ears and cutting, but we gotten used to it now. One major change is the fact that we can't do beards anymore. The beards, they amount to about 40% of a barber's income, and the fact that you can't take the mask off really affects us negatively that way.
Vishal Subramanian is an avid user of barbershops. He says that the pandemic has affected his grooming habits.
The lockdown has really shattered my grooming part. Even though it was a work from home situation, it was very hard for me to deliver myself in a proper manner.
According to multiple sources, Premier Doug Ford's cabinet met yesterday and a new stay-at-home order was considered at the meeting. For MediaPlex News, I'm Siddharth Krishna.
For our Health Minute, Tyler Clapp takes a look at how sleep can improve your health and what you'll need to get a good night's rest.
What is one of the best ways to improve your mood, reduce the risk of heart disease, and increase immune function? It's sleep. Proper sleep schedules have been proven to be one of the best ways of maintaining your health. So, how can you get a good night's sleep? There are many ways, including increasing your natural light exposure during the day. This comes from your body's biological clock relying on daylight, or lack thereof, to gauge when to sleep. Avoiding digital screens as you near your bedtime is another way. These lights trick your brain into thinking the daytime is longer due to the brightness. Finally, making your times of waking up and going to bed consistent also helps in achieving a good night's sleep. Another study by the National Institutes of Health found those who went to bed late on the weekends had worse sleep. In short, getting a good night's sleep comes from what you do before your head hits the pillow. I'm Tyler Clapp, and this has been your Health Minute.
St. Clair College's women's volleyball team has a new recruit. Tega Awabasaway has the story.
After years of trying, the Saints women's volleyball team has recruited a US-born member. Field Level is an online platform where coaches, athletes, and families can communicate. After being introduced to this platform through Charles Baskin, a former men's basketball athlete, Coach Jimmy L. Turk did not have to wait long before Nessa Williams reached out to him. Williams is from Mount Vernon, Washington, USA. She has been playing volleyball for over 10 years, and Coach L. Turk says she is a well-rounded player, and he believes she will be a good addition to the team.
Way better than what they've seen, and it takes some adjusting. But from what I've seen from her on video, I think that she could come in and make some contributions early on. I'm not sure if those will be big or small contributions, but I think long term, I think her contribution could be very big to our program.
Williams has dual citizenship in Canada, which made her decision easier to make. After making this decision, she got to know the team members and they made plans on what to do when she arrives this fall. She will be enrolled in the Honours Bachelor of Applied Arts in Social Justice and Legal Studies program at the St. Clair's main campus in Windsor, and she says she looks forward to the experience.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to their competitiveness. I watched a lot of their film, and I really like how they play together and how much of a team they are, and not even like just off the court, like on the court, they're like fantastic together, and they're very, what's the word? They're very connected, I guess.
By fall this year, Nessa will officially become a St. Clair College student and a member of the women's volleyball team. She will be able to come to our very own St. Clair campus. For MediaPlex News Now, I'm Tega Obasiwi.
It's the spring season, and that means getting your shovel and getting messy in the garden. Simranjeet Kaur brings you more.
Garden centers are opening for the spring season 2021. Last year, COVID proved to be very beneficial for them, as they were allowed to sell garden products through delivery or curbside pickup. During the lockdown, people had more time, and they could better focus on gardening. Fred Bizide is the owner of Fred's Farm Fresh International Market.
The person asked about perennials, my daughter is the one that buys everything. So the best thing to do is come down and see our variety that we have. We'll probably have it within 2 weeks, we'll have a full variety.
This year they are offering a good collection of succulents, bonsai, hyssal plants, geraniums, shamrocks, citrus plants and more. There is an abundant selection of perennials, annuals, tropicals, vegetable and herb plants. It's spring, so now is the time to get out and start planting. I am Simranjeet Kaur reporting for MediaPlex News.
The Ojibwe Park holds a special place in the hearts of many Windsorites. But what would happen if it was nationalized? Tyler Clapp brings you more.
Making Ojibwe a national park is a far-off idea that seems to be farther away than ever. It's not the first area of Windsor that could be nationalized, with MP Brian Massey creating a petition to nationalize the nearby Ojibwe shores. According to Derek Coronado, coordinator of the Citizens Environment Alliance of Southwestern Ontario, nationalizing Ojibwe Park faces a long process.
The various land owners, which include the City of Windsor and most likely the province, because the province owns a chunk of the Ojibwe complex, would have to negotiate the details and the settlement with the federal government.
While there may be some challenges in doing so, becoming a national park can have some benefits for Ojibwe. Coronado said these benefits could be more resources for protection and greater accountability in park management. Sarah Woolson is a park attendee. She said Ojibwe's local status makes it unique.
It's super personal now, like only a few select people from this area come here, and I think that's what makes it so special.
While making Ojibwe a national park is only an idea, it's one that many people think could change Windsor for the better. For MediaPlex News, I'm Tyler Clapp.
The world of weight loss is changing. Jivan Arora tells us more.
The use of weight loss supplement is growing rapidly. According to Statistics Canada report, obesity rate in 2019 were over 30% in people between 18 to 24 years old. People over the age of 50 have the maximum obesity rate. Manshik Gaba is a personal trainer at Good Life Fitness.
Yes, supplements for the weight loss are good, but if you're just depending on the supplements but not going in the calorie deficient, you will not get as desired results you are looking for.
There are so many companies such as Herbalife, Amway, Watchers, Shaklee, and many more that make weight loss supplements. Vish Malik is a manager at Metro in Brampton who recently used Herbalife products.
When I used it, I started losing weight and I was feeling happy. And once I start using the product, I start gaining the weight. I don't know why.
Fitness trainers believe caloric deficit and good quality food is the key to weight loss. For MediaPlex News, I am Jivan Arora.
There are some negative and positive aspects in the clothing business during COVID-19. Liam Major has the story.
There's a huge market for the resale of merchandise these days, but do the positives of being a reseller outweigh the negatives? Resale can be quite complicated, with many intricacies and a lot of depth. Botting, backdooring, and flipping are just some examples of key terms resellers need to know. Despite all of the technological aspects to it, at the end of the day there has to be people behind all the selling and buying, and the human aspects of resale are just as important. @BinKicks is a resale page on Instagram with over 1,600 followers, based out of Sarnia, Ontario. The owner of the page named a few key challenges involving reselling, saying that it's a lot of work to maintain a positive image for clients and social media, and that there's always competition waiting to take customers. However, the owner listed more positives than negatives, and said that it is a quick way to earn money, connect with people with similar interests, capitalize on trends, and come across rare merchandise. Though being a successful reseller is a lot of work, there is potential that an Instagram page could be turned into a business, a shop, or even a career. For MediaPlex News, I'm Liam Major.
Happiness isn't always materialistic. Wafa Al-Kadimi explains.
Good afternoon. This minute is to inspire you and to talk about happiness. Everyone wants to be happy. People try different things to find happiness, but sometimes they find their hearts empty. Why? Because they are looking for happiness in the wrong places. The first step for happiness is within you. You have to love yourself. It is important to appreciate your strength, but at the same time, you have to embrace your flaws because you can work on them. You can work around them. But also you have to love them. In the end, it is you. You should love yourself the way you are. No one is perfect, but every person is unique. Also, you may find happiness in helping others, walking with friends, enjoying nature, enjoying the sunset, Looking at a baby, many things can be reasons for happiness, but when you start counting these beautiful things, don't forget to include yourself. And always remember, it is said that 1 minute of anger can make you lose 60 seconds of happiness. Thanks for tuning in. I am Wafa Kurimi.
Social media is rising rapidly, especially after the COVID-19 lockdown. Albert Sharp has the story.
I don't think the easiest path for me has ever been the path that actually made things work, you know?
When you think of activism, people typically think of sit-ins, protests, and rallies. However, in the modern era, people are taking their missions online. According to content creator Dara and Fan, people have a variety of ways to spread the messages they care about on the internet.
On TikTok, people often just make videos talking about the certain issues, trying to raise awareness or to say their own stories, their own perspective, as well as like providing links. Like they say they have links in their Linktree and stuff. Same with Instagram, is more informational posts.
Social media activism has seen a rise over the last year, with associated hashtags setting new all-time records. As TikTok creator Priscilla Espiritu explains, social media and in-person activism both have their place in making change.
There are places where real progress has been made, and a lot of it is just working with people that can be worked with.
Whether on the web or in your backyard, activists urge you to make your efforts intentional.
And it almost feels like they're completely different spheres.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Albert Sharp.
Let's rejoin Zachary Balog outside for a look at our 3-day forecast. Zach?
Just be thankful you don't live in Manitoba, where they are expecting 30 centimeters of snow. And now let's take a look at your 3-day forecast that fortunately doesn't have any snow in it. Wednesday, 13 with increasing cloudiness. Thursday, showers with a high of 11. Friday, showers and a high of 12. That's the forecast from the corner of University and Victoria. I'm weather specialist. Back to you, Gracie.
Thanks, Zach. Journalism students here at the MediaPlex have always participated in national competitions, but this time, entries are local.
The St. Clair College Genesis Center is holding an event called the Ford Capstone Project. This competition is designed to showcase students from all programs to high-level industry executives who are potential employers. Susan Taylor, supervisor at the Genesis Entrepreneurship Center, said why this is important for the students.
It's that job interview mindset that we're looking for.
The projects presented by students can be as an individual or group and will be in the form of a 5-minute pitch outlining and showcasing either a capstone project they have worked on or other projects that showcase their innovation and skill set. Albert Sharp, a student at St. Clair College, feels very optimistic about being one of the top 20 teams chosen.
I feel confident I'm at least going to make it past this first round. I'm, fingers crossed. If I don't, I have no idea what anyone else is putting forward.
Presentations for the projects will occur on April 27th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you plan on attending the event, you are asked to pre-register. For MediaPlex News, I'm Zachary Balog.
Some businesses are suffering and some are thriving during COVID. Zachary Balog reports.
Brick by brick, Lego's profits are on the rise. The Danish toy brand is reporting a spike in sales during the last year, and it may be the result of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has been keeping families at home. According to the Danish toy maker, sales jumped 14% in the first half of 2020 compared to the same period the previous year. Derek Thomas Pierce, owner of the brick space Twin Sioux Bricks, said there are some themes that he has seen being purchased the most.
The Star Wars, the Harry Potter, the city stuff, and I imagine the Lego Friends.
The spike in Lego sales is also having an impact on the Lego resale market, where bricks like this are becoming increasingly difficult to find.
During the pandemic, we've been getting out one of our first custom building block sets. So we had to go on to the secondary markets to buy the bricks for these sets, because that's how we build our custom building sets. And we're finding 9 out of 10 times the stuff that we want has already been bought by somebody.
In Windsor, there is also high interest in Lego on sites like Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace. Look for sales to continue to rise as the pandemic continues. For MediaPlex News, I'm Zachary Balog.
Fashion, design, and function all come together in this story by Liam Major.
How do you put on your shoes? There's a good chance that you use shoelaces, but Nike has been releasing models lately that aim to be accessible to those that can't. However, the newest model from Nike's accessible shoe line is thought by some to not be so accessible after all. The new Nike Go Fly Ease model, releasing March 19th, is designed to easily snap onto the wearer's foot, as well as snap off all completely hands-free. The shoes are currently unreleased, except for a members-only drop on the Nike website. However, models have already appeared on websites like StockX, where pairs are selling for over $500 USD. Gabriel and Cooper Riazzi are a couple from Akron, Ohio. Gabriel says that there are many different health factors that these shoes could assist with, and that people with those factors should get access first.
Cooper said, his grandma could use it. She's 92. She can't tie shoes currently. Someone like Cooper, and Cooper's been through a lot medically in the last year and has lost some movement. Help those that need access to it get it. Just make more of shoes with this technology.
Cooper has had physical issues for years, and he says that these shoes could be revolutionary, but that Nike is limiting them.
It changes their routine. But unfortunately, I'm unable to be guaranteed a pair. And millions of people are unfortunately guaranteed not to get a pair because people that don't need them medically are going to get first stamps and all that stuff.
The Riazzi suggested that Nike should provide a channel to ensure those who need the shoes get them on their feet first. For MediaPlex News, I'm Liam Major.
Garth Brooks may have friends in low places, but our own Zachary Balog has news in weird places.
I know what you're thinking. Aren't you the guy who does the weird news on Fridays? Well, you're in luck because there is some weirdness this Tuesday. Remember the ship that blocked the canal recently? Well, this is a similar story. The Huffington Post reports a 38-foot-long boat somehow landed on Interstate 10 near Crestview, Florida, blocking traffic for hours. According to NWF Daily News, the accident happened when a 64-year-old Pensacola man was hauling the boat west when the trailer started to sway and collided with the guardrail. There were no injuries, but so much for that fishing trip. Keeping with the Florida theme, it is time for...
Florida Man! Florida Man!
Everybody has that uncle who is an embarrassment at weddings. However, this time it is a former president of the United States. According to Global News, former U.S. President Donald Trump agreed to say a few nice words at a Mar-a-Lago wedding over the weekend, then proceeded to praise himself and complain about the election that he lost. After his long rant, he then toasted to the couple. Nobody knows how to toast like Uncle Donnie. Did you know food can solve mysteries? Yeah, me neither. According to the Huffington Post, German police say they have solved a 9-year-old burglary after DNA found on a half-eaten piece of sausage matched that of a man detained in France over an unrelated crime. Police in the western town of Schwelm said Thursday that the sausage belonged to the victim and the suspect, a 30-year-old Albanian citizen, appeared to have helped himself to a bite to eat during the March 2012 break-in. The man remains free. I wonder what kind of mysteries my half-eaten donut has. Well, that is the weirdness for this week. Here is your dad joke of the week. What has more letters than the alphabet? The post office. I'm Zachary Balog, and you cannot make this stuff up.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Gracie Lowe's, and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.